Jeremy Corbyn tends to do his own thing at PMQs. You expect him to talk about Windrush, he'll talk about Brexit, it seems. You want him to talk about Brexit, he'll talk about universal credit. On this occasion, he spoke about Brexit for the second week running, and it seemed to be going rather well, because the Labour leader, he didn't worry about what sort of brickbats to be thrown in his way, about the party's own thinking on Brexit, but he did begin with a rather feisty opening line.
When the Prime Minister wrote at the weekend that she wanted as little friction as possible, was she talking about EU trade or the next cabinet meeting?
That very much showed that the Leader of the Opposition was feeling bolshy, confident, unafraid to really turn the heat up on Theresa May over her Brexit policy. Some may say that actually this is evidence of what happens when the opposition does declare a policy in opposition to the government, that is to say embracing a customs union, even if the Prime Minister does not. But needless to say, it does show that there is clarity and there is increasing aggressiveness in how Labour is fighting on Brexit.
Order! Order!
When Theresa May was having to fend off all these questions from Jeremy Corbyn, she was very confident though about the apparent clarity of what their government's done so far in terms of customs, this very notorious area that her ministers are fighting over. And she did utter a bit of an intriguing line.
We have set three very simple objectives for a future customs union. Customs union. Customs union.
Now, the idea of a customs union, of course, is something the Prime Minister has said repeatedly to MPs would be a betrayal of what Brexit voters and what they voted on. So it may well have raised hackles among Brexiteers on her benches and elsewhere to hear her saying this. Of course, it was no surprise then that the PM spokesman did tell reporters afterwards that, you know, it was a bit of a misutterance. It actually, she's talking about customs arrangements. She wants to have her own, as it were, you know, deep and special partnership, all the rest of it. So it may, but the thing is, some people may have thought that was a bit of a Freudian slip too far. And finally, stalwart Tory Eurosceptic Owen Paterson, who had been back in Parliament after breaking his back from falling off a horse, had a bit of a reminder for Theresa May about the integrity of the Brexit vote.
The House of Commons Library confirms estimates that 63% of the members of this House represent constituency that voted leave. Does the Prime Minister agree with me that should those members not support her by voting for her programme of taking back control by leaving the single market, the customs union, any customs union, and the remit of the ECJ, they will be denying the democratic vote of their constituents and do lasting damage to our democracy.
But he is absolutely right. What this government is doing is delivering on the vote of the British people, which was to leave the European Union. And as we do that, we will ensure that we get the best Brexit deal for the United Kingdom. And it is important, and I consider it to be a matter of the integrity of politicians, that having given the choice to the British people, we should then deliver for them on that choice.
The Prime Minister's stern words about respecting the referendum result will have rung across the chamber, as she obviously was reminding MPs that they needed to respect the wishes of their Leave voters, and also is a rod for her own back in that way, because it is a reminder from Mr Paterson that she cannot compromise too much on this, otherwise the Brexiteers will be very displeased indeed.